now that you've entered your items in the item bank, it's time for us to create an exam. And remember, creating an exam simply means you choose the items you want on this exam from your item bank. So now we'll go create new exam. Let me scroll down so you can see this better. Exam summary. I need to give my exam a title. I'm going to call it My Practice, because I need to remember to delete this exam after I make it, since it's sort of a dummy exam. You don't have to give it an exam ID because Data Director assigns that on its own. You can give it a description there that would help you to understand what that exam is. Mine is exam made for video. You describe yours however you want. This is important here though. Do you want to give your exam on a single date, or do you want to use a date range? I think most of us will want to use a date range. We'll say this exam needs to be available from April 15th. I don't know what date I might give it, so I'm going to make it all the way to May 30th. That way I'll know I've got plenty of time, and it's going to be for term 4. That date range will save me from having to come in and modify it later. Scroll on down, and this exam is going to be for the 9th grade because I made that one question for a 9th grade student. I'm going to choose history and social science, and I want this just to be a school exam, not a benchmark. Next step. Now, will I be using the item bank to create this exam? Yes, of course. That's where I've put in my test questions in the item bank. Do I want to modify the performance bands? No, performance bands have been set by our central office. It's something like 80 to 100 is above proficient or proficient, and 60 to 80 is something else, but those have been set by the central office. We can't modify those. Do I want to share this exam? Maybe later, not now. And what standards do I want to use? The Alabama standards, because those are the ones that we've been working with. Next step. Now here's where I can create, and not create, here's where I choose the items for my test with the item search. Scroll down. You can search by code. I don't know what code number my item was. Don't search by code. It'll be simpler if you'll do it another way. You can search by keyword, but again, that's probably not the easiest way for you. You could even search by grade if you want, because maybe you've created your items for a certain grade level. But I'm going to just simply search by social studies, because the item I created I know can be linked to the Alabama course of study in social studies. This is important here. Item publisher. Do you want items created locally by you and saved in your item bank? Or do you want to use items created by the publisher of Data Director? And there's quite a bank of items there that you might choose. But for this test, I want my items that I have created for my benchmark. Scroll on down. You do not have to put a keyword in. And these defaults look perfect to me, so I'm going to search. Cross my fingers and hope my item is there. Let's see. Okay, this says I have made 26 items according to a kindergarten standard, and I did that the other day in training just for practice. And I made one item according to a 9th grade standard, and I made that in the previous video. So I highlight that and click so I can see that one item. Let's see, does it look like the item I created? There's the map of Alabama. You can see how the image looks. And then my text, what is the capital of Alabama? And then there's my answer choices. It shows which one is correct. There's the standard, and it tells me what level it was. Go up to the top. If I want this test item included in my exam, I put a check right here in this box. Kind of hidden, kind of small. Once we get the hang of it, I think we'll remember. But put a check in that box, and then that item has been added to my exam. I can close, go back and search for other items and add them. If you've added, 15, 20 items in your item bank, they'll all show up right here. You just keep adding them to your exam. I want to preview my exam. I click right there, and my exam comes up right here for me to preview. Hope this helps.